what are the main challenges holding the private sector back from entering the Liberian electricity market? And what would you say will make a difference?
Well, first of all, that's a very important question. I think the final question is the gold star question. We have a lot of barriers. We have a lot of challenges to private sector participation in the sector, in the electricity market of Liberia. First, we have limited transmission system infrastructure. Yes. And also limited generation at the time. Yes. So our infrastructure constraints. You see, we expect our transmission system to cut across the entire country like you see in other West African countries. We don't have that, even though it's being worked on. Now with the CRSG is coming in, so it's going to change the whole equation, and we are happy for that. So with 225 kV transmission line, having substations, you could build 66 kV from there, 33 from there, you could build 132 from there, and everything from there. Then Liberia is a small country. We are about 4.55 million people, so small market. So you will not be able to attract big companies with a balance sheet of $1 billion coming in the small market. So we have to make sure that we try to localize the market so we can meet the reality. Now we have a nascent regulator, very small, very young regulator, new regulator, and evolving regulatory framework. So we have to, it's an evolving regulatory framework and environment. So we are very new, and these are some of the things. So as a result, things are kind of going slowly, which is obvious. Starting from scratch, for a new regulator to start from scratch and start making real impact, you need about 5 to 7 years minimum. That's it. Then one of the key things is lack of access to finance. The electricity sector is capital intensive. The return investment is not fast, so the financing mechanism should be in the form of concessional loans, not those high interest commercial loans that come from commercial banks. You invest in, for instance, hydropower plant. It takes about 3 years to build. Then you have to start looking for customers, all those things. So the transmission lines, distribution lines, you have to invest in them and everything. Then limited capacity, limited technical capacity locally. Because the only way you can make progress, because at the end of the day, we should have the cost to be affordable for the population, for businesses. Right now, we have one of the highest tariffs in the world. I mean, Africa, if not the world. So what are we going to do to make it affordable? It's 35 cents per kilowatt hour in our area right now. The cross border is 25 cents. Excuse me, if you add GST and everything. So these are some of the key obstacles we have, limited infrastructure and a small market, new regulator that is still working on framework starting from scratch to see, and the lack of access to finance. Even if the financing is available, the terms and conditions are not favorable for long-term investment, and then limited capacity. These are some of the key issues, and we need stability as well. Stability. If you have a predictable regulatory environment, investor will come. They have to be sure of the investment. Yes.